Listeners, welcome back to another episode of Unlabeled the Podcast. I got my good friend Kyrie Greer in the building. How you feeling, Kyrie?
Man, I'm doing good on a Lord's Sunday out here, bro. Just chilling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good vibes.
Yeah, I'm just praying to God our listeners can hear us this week because we started off kind of rough last week. Right. I'm on my soul. Yeah, man. But listen, y'all know what we do here. We here to uplift the voice of the Black and marginalized community. So we like to thank each and every one of y'all in the live chat for tuning in. And today we got a very, very special guest in the building. But before I introduce him, let me let y'all get familiar right quick.
Fire. Listen to what this man's saying too, because these lyrics is different.
Yeah, they different.
I believe in giving people their flowers. I just want y'all to know. I love y'all. Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to see the light, but I promise it's there. Feel like the universe is picking and it don't seem fair. That every time I look around, see like a life is missing. And I wanna feel like God picked with the best intentions, man. But you know they say the good die young, and you only live once, better have your fun. It's on you to make sure that all your dreams get done. Living life half empty is the biggest con, for real. And every loved one, I hope you're aware. Before anything happens, just know that I'm there. God bless us I love with your deepest protection, and bulletproof all the homies, GPS their direction. Man, 2020 been one hell of a ride. The fact you made it through it makes you one of a kind. This year left one strong mark on my mind. Two things you can't get back in life is people and time. Treat every single moment like it's more precious than gold, and be kind to every soul that you meet on this road. Some moments only come once, they never come again. Missed opportunities simply gone with the wind. I always feel grateful on a night like this. Lay down, stare at the ceiling and just reminisce on all the good times with good folks with free minds. And I hope to rewind and soak in some good vibes. Lord, do you hear my prayers? Are they getting through? Tell them all I'm good, I know they next to you. Tell Big Brian that I carry the torch. Remember every word that we said on the porch. Man, I had this 2020 vision back in 2010. My child like self-belief challenge the hearts of many men. Upon me devil's wish, on many dreams. I give 100 but go 50 cent on anything. And that's no diss, I reference the legends. I'm on my way to be that too, just taking a second. It's win because if it's never in question. I compete to being first, I'm never in second. Man, against myself I compete the hardest. See it's me versus I know who's the better artist. I had to find my why because this game is heartless. I fight to keep my light surrounded by darkness, and even in the darkest had to shine regardless. I really had to vent my soul in the chorus. I got the same hunger like when I was college. Appetite strong, for success I'm starving. Listen, the evolution to my higher self. On a path of love, happiness, success, and wealth. I mean, this hard work really gotta be for something. Cause what's the point of having all if really is nothing? And what's the point of having things if it don't come with loving? And what's the point of having people if there's no discussion? And what's the point of having time if you don't use it? And what's the point of having love if you abuse it? Man. And I know we made it this far. Who gon' stop us? Look. And you can't stop us, no, you can't stop us, man. And it's just my closing remarks. Thank you. All love. Yeah.
We're not through yet.
You wanna do what you do at your best. You love you, and I love how you do, and I love how you do.
And I love how you do too. Could be like the others, but it's lovely how you do you. Let me take you out and yes, I have you back by curfew. Have a good time, pass some laughs if you want to. Baby, what you gon' do? Look, asking the questions like you ain't already mine. Only body on earth gets in the shit out my spine. When you look so divine, barely can keep composing when you look in my eyes. It happens every time. Look, model face would rather be behind the camera. Love is a marathon, baby, had to have the stamina. Can anyone plug me from your side, girl? Never. Can you stay a while, girl? I'm talking about forever. Forever, forever, ever, forever. Yes, how so blessed. Heaven's open wide and it gave me a gift. And you know the song for you, put that kiss on my lips. Take it.
I'm down for the ride. When I'm with you, there are times that I find you wanna do what you do at your best. And I love you, and I love all you do, and I love all you do.
See, at your best you were loved, at your worst you were loved. Send my things up to heaven because you came from above. Really love is the perfect, but I love what I found. Diamond in the rough, buried deep underground. Says you know the things I've been through, please watch the things you say to me. Make sure there's some truth to every single word you're telling me. Had some players before you, just make sure you never play with me. Love is a journey, I guess we gon' have to wait and see. Because I love how this feel. I mean, I know this is real. I mean, I trust my heart with you, and baby, here is the deal. That my heart is yours forever, man, the sign and the seal. Delivered, it's yours. Love so good, girl, you got me speaking gibberish. Don't know what I'm saying, but I know just how I feel. I'm just trying to deliver it. Baby girl, I'm just trying to deliver it. Yeah.
I'm down for the ride. When I'm with you, there are times that I find you wanna do what you do at your best. And I love you, and I love all you do, and I love all you do. Oh, we have time to go. If you love me, boy, let me know. If you love me, boy, let me know. If you love me, boy, let me know. So,
I had to let that ride out because that's such a vibe.
Man, such a vibe. Fire.
Hey, my bad, y'all. I had to clear my throat. But, man, like I said, get familiar, man. For all y'all who don't know, that's my good brother, Alex the Great, or formerly known as Alex the Great. better known as All Names Taken. But we're going to call him Taken for this episode. What's good, my brother? How you feeling?
What's up with it, my boy? I'm feeling great. I just appreciate the love, man. I'm glad to see y'all vibing out to the good music, man. Yeah, bro. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. Go ahead and tell the people a little bit about yourself, man. Let them know where you from. Give them a little brief bio.
Hey, man. So my name is Taken, aka All Names Taken, aka the Great. I'm from the DFW area, from Dallas. If you don't know, I'm from a town called Grand Prairie. I'm also from Dalworth. So for me, man, I'm a creative. I love to create music, producer, songwriter, artist. I just want to connect with people, win their hearts. That's my goal, man.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, if you ever get the privilege of seeing this man perform live, he would definitely do that for you. Why the name change? I gotta ask you that because I originally know what I call you, but why the name change? Why
man.
the name change?
It's both a serious story and a funny story, all like kind of wrapped up in one. So long story short, man, we was doing everything we was doing under Alex the Great, man. Like I think I even met you in Denver. We was performing different cities, selling our shows here, doing our thing, making newspaper, doing all type of stuff. But after we got started, there was a lot of different Alex the Great started popping up. And I started having to do artist separation, like the only things that I control, like Spotify, Apple Music, my music getting entangled with their music. And I'm like, nah, bro, I don't need none of that. You Google it. First, you got to get past Alexander the Great. And then, a couple pages down, you'll see me. So that it just, everything about it was just like, man, I'm doing too much for me to be so buried beneath everything. And we had to come up with a new name. And it really felt like All Names was taken. But it was a double-edged sword. It's like, okay, now, like, I'm everything. Like, I'm taking your fans. I'm taking everything. Like, All Names Taken. So, like, when you look at me, that's why I say just call me Taken. And we're going to take over, and we're going to keep pushing it. And I just love the name. It was something that came out of, I'm a comical guy sometimes, and it came out of that. But it has so many different underlining meanings that just kept going. You know what I mean? So, like, it just was time. And I think that even with that, came a new light. Like, even the way I am creative under Alex the Great, I don't know if you remember, everything was black and white. Under All Names Taken, it's a lot more colorful, a lot more palettes and textures, even with the music. I think that Alex the Great was very much more serious. And taking is like, I'm gonna take it wherever I want to, like whatever it is, so I'm having fun with doing what I love. And yeah, I think that's a lot of the meaning behind that. But a lot of that will be unraveled just as we continue to move forward. People will see more about why the name is taken. So like that's the surface level, but we'll get into some more with just the music and what we're gonna be doing moving forward.
Yeah, that's dope, bro.
So
you got it, Kyrie.
Yeah, that's real dope. So do you think, like, you mentioned how, everything's more colorful versus everything being black and white. So I got two questions for you. One, do you feel like you've taken on a new persona as an artist with a name change? And then, no, I forgot the second question. I want to get to that question first. But do you feel like you've taken on a new persona with the name change, as far as, like, how you're writing your music and how you're handling your business now?
I won't say that I took on another persona, but I added more of myself to it. I think that I was so focused on like this is what I need to be that I was like negating like the other parts of me, like the fun cookout vibes and the hey man, like hey, we trying to fall in love tonight vibes, or shoot, hey, we just trying to have fun tonight, whatever that may be. So I think that all of those, like I was keeping myself away from the more colorful side. So yes and no. Like, no, I'm still Alex the Great. Like that's part of it. Right. But we added this much more to it. So yeah.
Man, I'm loving it. I think it's a solid move so far. And then my second question for you was, after the name change, were you able to get away from everything that you talked about as first, like all the issues you was encountering under Alex the Great, as far as like you feeling like you were buried? Is that stuff kind of moved on now as well?
Man, absolutely. You Google All Names Taken, you're going to find me. You look it up.
I'm right
you
here.
Look up the music, you're going to find me. So, like, it just made it easier to get direct to people. It may be like a weird way to spell it, but you find it. Like, and that's it. Like, no matter where you go to TikTok, you go to Instagram, you go to wherever, you're going to find it. Yeah, so it just made it easier for me to not to be buried and just let my creativity be the thing that went out, versus me having to win out against other people with my same name and trying to, go the legal route and all of. I was like, nah, man, I'm not for all. So like, let's just let them have that, unless we good enough to. I'm always trying to one up myself. That's why I feel about it. I'm good enough to do to keep it going. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, y'all can have that and let me go this way, and I can still be, people still call me Alex the Great because all names are taken. So like, I own that too. So like, whichever way you want to take it, that's the way we going with it.
Mm-hmm. I had a question, man, because
that's real dope. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I appreciate you, Curry.
Yeah, and so my next question for you is, whenever I see you live, whenever I see you perform, I feel like I'm going to church. Where did your love? Does your love for music have anything to do with that background, or is it just like where did your love come from? Is what I'm trying to ask.
All right, so that's like it's like a double-edged question, and let me put it to you like this: it comes from church because I feel like in a sense, like my gifts and my skills and everything that I go through come from God, and like this is my way to connect with people. You know what I mean? And I feel like my journey in life is to show people that anything is possible and to don't stop. Like whatever that is, don't stop. Like you only get one life and live it to the fullest. Like if you see a beautiful woman you want to talk to her, go do that because you may never get that chance again. If you love your bro, don't be afraid to say that, bro. Like, hey, bro, I love you, man, because like that chance may never come again. If you got a dream, go after it, bro. Whatever it is, like you may fail at it, cool, but you did it. You know what I'm saying? You tried, like whatever that is. And for me, I was also raised in the church. My mother was a singer. My cousins are singers and musicians, and like so I was raised around that. But growing up, like I wasn't really trying to be a part of the music. So I was an artist. So like, and when I say artist, I mean everything but music. Like, I was drawing Dragon Ball Z, and like that was my thing. And when I got older, it was a time in my life where everything was just kind of rough, man. We was broke as hell. People was passing away. And music just kind of took this void where I never thought it would. And I started learning how to play the keys. And I used to want to be Jamie Foxx, bro. Like, that was my thing. I wanted to be Jamie Foxx. And, like, it just started taking over different places. And it just kind of grew from there and became my own. So I didn't, like, necessarily have the same route as my family. But music just kind of took its own journey within me, and I like to, like, I feel like it's my skill, like my talent, my gift, like a piece of who I am, like at least one piece of it. And when I'm on that stage and I got that opportunity to let people know, when I got your attention and I got your heart, let me go ahead and tap in and let you know, hey, you see how I'm going after it too, you can go after it as well.
Man, that's a really, really dope explainer.
I love that, man.
Yeah, me too. You got any questions for him, Kyrie?
Yeah, so one thing I wanted to talk about, man, is like I listen to a lot of your songs and I love them, and we kind of talked before we started the podcast of like the range of emotions I was going through with your music, and like how every song, you know what I'm saying, like the lyrics hit different, it's very melodic and everything like that. So, you know, with your craft, what kind of inspires your creative process to develop your music in a way that it affects your listeners on an emotional level?
I think everything I do is to affect somebody on an emotional level. When I say that, it doesn't mean on the deepest level either, because I think sometimes you get so tired of it, man.
Right.
I need to connect. I need to, like, man, have fun. Like, that's an emotional level. Like, I'm happy. That's an emotional level. I have this rule that I share with like all my artist friends. If you are feeling a high in any emotion, I don't care if that's sad, happy, excited, nervous, or whatever, don't waste it on a social media post. Put it in your art. And like, that's the way I feel about it. So like, when if I'm feeling in love, I'm gonna make a love song. If I'm feeling mad, I'm gonna make that. If I'm feeling like can't nobody touch me, I'm gonna write some lyrics saying can't nobody touch me. I'm not gonna put up a post saying can't nobody touch me. I'm gonna make a song and then put it out, and then you're gonna feel that because I'm letting you know can't nobody touch me. If I'm feeling like, man, I just want to thank God for being alive, I'm gonna put that. If I'm saying like, dang, I miss my bros because they passed on, like I'm gonna put that in there. Like it just, that's the way I want to connect. And being a human, we all experience that. So we all experience the same things in different ways. So like, I just want to connect with that. Like, that's just who I am. Like if we partying, cool, we got something for that. If we sad, cool, we got something for that. We just chilling with the homies, we chilling with the girl, we got something for that. So like, it's just the different textures, and we always experiencing new stuff in life. So, you know, like now it's new content to make. It's new whatever. Sometimes it's the same content from a different perspective that you got to make. So for me, it's just, I love to connect with people on an emotional level. And my favorite artists, you know, Tupac's, Kanye's, and, you know, and the Lauryn Hills or the Missies, like the way that I see them was like, some of them may not have been the best lyricists, but they for sure was gonna connect with you on the spiritual level. Like I always said this about Pop. When he say Suge, when I get out, I tell her I was gonna start digging in their chest. Hey, you felt that. Like if he's saying, you know, dear mama, like you felt that. Like it don't matter what level he was on, gangster, happy, party, like he gonna make you feel it. And that's what I want to do. Like in my music, I want to, in my art, my creativity, my passion, I want to make you feel it.
Yeah, man, you definitely do a good job at that, like for real, because you experience those range of emotions. And another thing, like too, I like your music because I hear a lot of those influences you talk about with like Kirk Franklin, Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? Who else was it? It was Ryan Leslie. We just talked about him on a podcast before. So I kind of hear some of those influences. Yeah, like it's pretty dope to do that. And the fact that you know, that advice that you just put out as when you on an emotional high, like put that in music. Don't waste that on a post. Be real about it. Somebody can feel that, you know. So hey, very well said, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
And it was a comment sort of and a question wrapped inside of a comment. I consider some artists to be recording artists, right? I think you're a phenomenal recording artist, so don't take this as a slight. But no. I've like I said earlier, I've had the privilege of seeing you perform, and the way you MC, the way you control crowds, all that is top tier. It's like you already made it. Like I see superstar level when I watch you perform. You know what I mean? So what is your take on that? Would you consider what would you consider yourself? More of a recording artist or more of a performing artist?
Man, that's a tough one because they two different things to me. Like I'm both, but the recording part for me is the creative session. Like that's what I would call, that is purely for me. Like when I'm making music, I'm making it for me. Like that's the fun part. Like the getting the puzzles and how can I make something like I'm getting this off my chest. Like this is me. But when I'm on stage, it's like it's a moment. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting to share what I made in my bedroom, what I made in the studio, what I made with the homies, what I made like with people, and get to connect with this as a shared experience. and there is nothing like that, like at all. So they different. Like one is purely for me, but one is a shared experience, and like connecting with people with music is just like. Matter of fact, I went to my first concert a couple weeks ago. That wasn't mine in like the last couple of years, just because of the pandemic and everything. And I took my little sister to go see her favorite artist, which is Lucky Day. And just being there, even before like he got on stage, just the DJ coming out, whole crowd singing songs, just rocking. I was like, man, there's really no experience like a group of people coming together.
Yeah, energy.
To just vibe to music to get like there's nothing like it, bro. Like
yeah,
we can go to the movies, we can go to a sporting event, but there's nothing like people gathering together just to rock out to some music, to vibe to some music, to experience something like so like that right there. And I'm not sure if I'm really answering your question, but ain't nothing like that stage, bro.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like that stage.
No, I think you answered it, and I think that's why you resonate when you perform. Because I just want to get the people a little story. The first time I ever seen him perform, we was in Colorado, and I forgot what school that was. We was at, Alex, but that was the first time.
University of Colorado, Denver. That's where we were.
Yeah, and that was the first time I ever been in the green room. People who don't know me, when I travel, I like to snack, so I was back there tearing them little sandwiches up in the green. I was fading them sandwiches, man.
Man, so, they had the green room lit.
Oh God, they had the green room.
They had we was deep in that green room, man. We had everything.
Yeah, man.
And the funny thing is, I don't even eat before performances. So they tearing all this up. Like I'm just there because I don't eat because I don't want to be out of breath. Like so, I came back and then I started eating afterwards. I'm talking about they was going through everything, bro. We had everything in there.
And I definitely feel bad now because I did not know you didn't eat before performances back then. I swear I had about 6 of them sandwiches. Fam, that was
insulin high as hell for the itis.
And I was definitely out there. I was recording this whole show full as a food. I had no clue he was up there back hurting, starving on the stage.
It don't hit you till afterwards. After the adrenaline died down, it's like, hey, bro, I need to go get something to drink. Mm-hmm. I'm parched. I'm hungry. So like, it don't hit you till afterwards. But
what I was saying about the performance though, like you had that crowd locked in, and this is what I talk about as an MC. Like I had never seen nobody come on stage or somebody come on stage where nobody knew a single word of theirs, and just their presence had them locked in. You had them swaying, you had them rapping the lyrics to the hook, all that, man. Like you completely control that crowd. You embody what an MC is. So like I'm telling y'all, it's a special thing when this man hit the stage. I know a lot of y'all are not familiar, but I'm telling y'all, once y'all get to experience this man, because like I said, we coming out the pandemic now, so I'm pretty sure he got some performances wrapped up. But I'm giving him his flowers now, like that song, You Got Flowers. Like I'm giving your flowers now, bro. Because I'm telling you, it's an experience.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of performances too, what you got planned like coming up next? You got anything in Dallas? Anything, tours? Anything like that?
And this is my first time saying this publicly altogether. But May 27th, I'm releasing a project called Taking Over. And on the 28th, I'm doing a release show here in Dallas, the Dallas area. And hey, I appreciate that. And for me, it's just like I miss it and ain't nothing like it, man. And I'm just excited to share new music, connect with people, and go off. Cause I mean, I'm cold on that stage, bro.
This ain't the time to be humble. He 100% is cold on that stage.
And if you come out there, you're gonna leave feeling different, bro. Like it's just different. You're gonna want more. Speaking of Ryan Leslie, something that Ryan Leslie used to say all the time was like, my music is like a way to get people to the live show. Like my music is cold, but the live show, like for instance, Jerome talked about this record I have called Flowers. It's not out. I think on the video that we made years ago, I said it was coming soon. It is not out. And people know that record just from live shows. Like that's it. Like they know that record just from live shows. I will say that record will be coming out this year though. It's a beautiful record. Like I think it was actually, ironically, is like the record that made me become an artist. Like before that, I was just a producer, songwriter, but that record, like when I wrote that first verse, it made me become an artist. But yeah, man, I'm just excited. Like I said, May 27th, Taking Over is coming out. Taking Over, the takeover is here. We're gonna continue to take it up, and on the 28th, we're gonna experience it together. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be fun. You're gonna leave sweating. You're gonna leave sweating.
So that's
you're gonna leave. If you older, your knees may be popping. Like just know we're gonna have some fun that night. I'm gonna get you in and out your element all at the same time.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, definitely. So May 28th, Dallas, be on the lookout for All Names Taken, the takeover. Be on the lookout for that. One question I had to ask you too is we talked about church earlier too, because your music is relatively clean. Is it a reason for that?
So yes, but the reason is very much different than what most people would think. My goal was to, if any record popped, that it was automatically ready for radio. I didn't want any hurdles in between it. That's really what it was. So coming up soon, you may hear some more records that aren't all the way clean, just period. But I always looked up, like I said, we talked about Tupac. I remember distinctly a difference in music before he passed away and after. Tupac had two different versions of his song a lot of times. Like the words would be switched up for radio. It wasn't just like, oh, we blinked out the cuss words. It was like, this is a completely different version.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out to Dr. Dre. Dre came up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I thought that was beautiful. And that didn't really last, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we don't really cater to radio now anyway.
Right.
But necessarily, right? Like we cater to our fans, not core. But that was a big reason of it. But I always wanted to be slick with my words. Like if I want to expand my vocabulary, like if I can fit something in there where I ain't got to cuss and then get off the same stuff, and maybe I go in more depth with it, then I'm cool with it. But sometimes, man, you got to let something off. So like, you'll see. But that was a great question. But it was always strategic. I'm very strategic with what I do, and it was like if I got the opportunity, hey, it's ready for radio, and it has worked. We got a couple radio placements because of that. Like it was already ready to go, so they could just put it directly up. They didn't have to hit me up. Like I ain't want no hurdles. So yeah,
man. But go ahead, Kyrie.
Oh yeah, no, basically I'm saying you out here playing chess, basically, like you moves ahead of, like your thinking. So I could tell like with your craft you're gonna be successful, because that's something that a lot of people don't think about. Like you setting yourself up for success, and time is like the most important resource. Like you cutting out a chunk of time because like your product's already like radio ready. It's ready for commercials, it's ready for however anybody want to use your brand in that sense. Like, man, real smart thinking right there.
Facts.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, y'all see these strategic moves. How would you recommend any up and coming artists, like, because like I said, you've had opportunities. I've seen you perform live, and these ain't small venues that you performed at. How would you recommend an up and coming artist to get set up with those venues? Like, how do you go about it?
Woo! All right. So relationships, and hitting the pavement. Like I'm a type like. It's a song I got that I released not too long ago called Parade, where it say, bridge ain't there that I'm making it, please understand me till I burn out with the Grammy. So like the way that I say it is like, if the opportunity ain't there, make it. Like I don't care. Like start off. Like I've done shows and turned warehouse into a venue. You know what I'm saying? And we sold it out. Like you can't be scared to just do. Like you can't wait on somebody. Hey, man, I'm trying to get on their show. I'm trying to like, nah, bro. I've also done things where I went up and down in different cities and just pulled people over. Like it'd be me and a group of people. I'm like, hey, I'm a rap for y'all. Like if at any point in time it sucks, just tell me shut up. And they'd be like, okay. And I do it. And I'm like, all I want you to do is follow, go listen to my music. That's it. So like you just gotta be relentless. Like nothing is easy. You gotta make sure that you're ready to put your own money up. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one of the biggest things. Like you gonna have that conversation and you gotta be ready for it. And for me, I would say start off, and this is probably what's gonna get a lot of people, do as much as you can. Like I'm a graphic designer. When I first started, I did everything. I produced my beat, I recorded the track, I mixed my track, I made the cover art, I put it out. I went and booked my own venues, then I made my own tickets. You know what I'm saying? I did every single thing because if you ain't got the budget, you got to know how to do it. Like ain't no in between. So like Like figure out how to do it so you ain't waiting. Oh man, I need a manager on it. Nah, bro. Cause the more you wait, like you say, it's only so much time you got. Like you gotta take over and like take your own career by the horns and just go after it. Like calling venues. I walked up and down the streets. Hey man, who the owner? Who do I need to talk to? Like if they ain't answer my calls, I'm pulling up. Like, okay, they open up at 5, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? So like it took a lot of time. But you know, once you build those relationships and you show that, you know, you gonna be a man of your word and you gonna pay what needs to be paid and you put on a great performance and people want to come see you again and they want to see you again, it's going to build up. Even if it's 1, 10, 20, 100 at a time, like it'll happen. It just ain't microwave. Like you gotta put in the work even for that.
Mm-hmm. I think. Oh my bad.
Go ahead. You got I stepped on you. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh yeah. So I think, bro, like just listening to you talk, I feel like you got something that a lot of artists don't have, and like that's that one thing is that drive, right? Like you doing everything right, but not only that, it's like huge sacrifices you're making. Because a lot of people, most people, they would make excuses in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that. Where'd you develop like this discipline? Did it come over time, or you always just had that drive and that hunger to like, you know what I'm saying, get things done in that sense?
Well, man, it's always been innate in me. And this is one thing I'll say, like, a lot of times, you know, people like myself would be like, man, everybody can do this. Everybody not built to do certain things. Some people need a label. Some people need this. Some people need that. Like for me, when I was a kid, I was, you know, I'll pull up on people and draw 'em for money. You know, I got older. I went to the barbershop early so I could be the first one there before we had appointments and everything was all beautiful like it is now. I would go early, be the first one there. Have somebody pay to switch spots with me. Then I stay John first and oh dang, I gotta go to work. Hey, well shoot, you can give me $40, we can switch out. You know what I'm saying? I took that money to go get some candy and like that's how I am. Like I've always been entrepreneurial. So that came from lack, but it also came from like seeing both sides of the field. Like in my family, people are entrepreneurs, whether it's illegal or legal. I seen both sides of it. I seen the hustlers that was doing it illegal. I seen, you know, kinfolk had the whole insurance company. You know what I'm saying? Like I seen all that, you know what I'm saying? Or with the barbers and the musicians, like all of that. So like I was raised in that, like whatever that was, it was like, go get it. Like my pops was like, hey, even when you got a job, you got to make sure you got a side hustle. And he taught me young, side hustle don't always mean illegal. Like you just got to make sure you always got something coming in. So like for me, it was always like, if I want something, I'm gonna go get it. Like I don't, like I go get it. Now I can, you know, I got homies and we can work out stuff to where they can mix certain stuff and I get beats from other people. But when you first starting, man, like sometimes you just gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all created this podcast that we on right now, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all didn't wait for somebody to come give y'all opportunity and man, like bro, you just gotta create it. Like create the opportunities. Like ain't nobody gonna make it for you.
Right. Kyrie said something real dope. It was a bar, so I'm gonna quote it again. A couple weeks ago on the podcast, he said, "Perfection is in the process." A lot of people want to start off and be great, like from the jump, like microwave success. You know what I'm saying? You gotta jump off the cliff and build the plane on the way down. Like you gotta start somewhere. Everybody worried about the being perfect. I'm sorry, from the jump.
Right, and I heard another bar actually this weekend because I was reading a book, The Art of Discipline or something like that, and it was talking about don't let perfect be the enemy of good. So you know what you're saying, like you just got to start whatever it is, just create it, and it's gonna come along with the time. But I do want to. We had a listener put a question in the chat for you. They said, "What are your goals for the rest of the year?"
To take over. Period. Like. We're just mashing the gas, bro. Like I told you, we got a project coming on the 28th, and even with the project coming on the 27th of next month, it's still music coming before that. So, like, I'm just saying, like, I let people have it for a while. That's the way I feel about it. But, and I'm my biggest enemy. I'm always trying to top myself. You know, I get attention and then remain consistent. But when I say I'm ready to go the next however many years it take of consistent music releasing videos. Just that, man. I'm flexing creativity. Like people flex money, whatever. I'm flexing my creativity this year. Like I'm different, bro. Like I'm different.
Yeah.
Like just period. Like I just want to show like I'm here to show my daughter that anything is possible. Period.
Absolutely.
Like just keep going. Like I want to show you that anything is possible. Just start. Like you said, just go, man. Like you can wait to next week or next year, and that may never come. We always talk about tomorrow syndrome. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it. Man, just jump.
Today.
Yeah,
Just go.
Do it today.
Yeah, COVID should have showed us all that. You can't wait. You just got to get up and go. I'm glad you brought up your daughter because I want to ask about your family life and your work life, your work creativity, and home life balance. How do you tend to balance that? Because your daughter is 5 months, correct?
She'll be 5 months on the 3rd. She is 4 months now.
Okay. Hey,
Congrats on that,
Yeah,
bro.
on God, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you just give our listeners a little insight on how you balance that, because as creative, man, I know for a fact, like having a family, it's hard. Like having little ones, it's hard, bro. You got to find a balance. So how do you balance that?
It is hard. I'm thankful that I have a lady that she's a creative too. So like that creative language is different. Like if you ever met somebody or had a friend or family member that don't understand that, they throwing off your vibe. They don't understand what it means when you got to get in your zone. Like they don't understand that. We both understand that. She's a creative herself, and she supports me the same way I support her. And I have my therapist was like big on, hey, don't try to separate too much of your life. So my daughter comes in here with me and we chilling and I'm making my music and she loves it. Like, so hey, let me put a chair in here. Let's work. Unless I'm recording, and like sometimes she'll be chill if she gets it, but I try to have her be a part of it because it'll be too hard to try to like separate everything, man. Like too hard. So if I want to do it successfully, it's like, okay, right, come on, like let's create. And now she's used to that environment. So the older she get, hey, we hit in the studio. Yeah, let's go, let's create. And she seems to like it, even though I know she's 4 months, but she loves it. She's smiling and I think just was it yesterday, I think she realized, like, she was so confused. She was looking at the speaker and then looking back at me and then looking at the speaker, like his voice is coming out of the speaker at the same time.
That's daddy.
It was brilliant. But I think but it's hard, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying I got the just perfect remedy, but trying to have your family or, be a part of what you do, like I'm also there when my girl is doing shoots, we also do stuff together. Like it's like we try to stay a part of it all. And we still figuring it out, you know what I mean? Like it's still fresh, but we learn, and I think just being open to learning and being flexible and, I think that's the biggest thing there, but don't ever the biggest thing is I think my daughter put more batteries in my back. Now I really got to show her, we get it and we doing everything and anything is possible, baby girl. She gonna see it in this household first from her mama and her daddy. So she gonna see anything is possible.
Yeah, that's dope. And you said your therapist said don't separate your. Can you say that quote?
Try not to separate what you do from your family. Like a lot of people would do that, because it's easy to do that, I'm starting this and I didn't be a part of it, whether that's hey, we gonna go hand out flyers today. I'm just talking about in the general thing, right? Yeah. Hey, we coming up with ideas as a family. Hey, we whatever it is, my daughter in here with me and we creating music. I'm not like, dang, I need to go to my music. She needs to stay in there. You know what I mean? So try to have it all as intertwined as possible as you can, right? It's gonna be some things where you can't, but I try not to. So I think, shout out to Toby. I feel like that's a good person to see.
Right.
That.
Yeah.
You see him and his kid, he doing the interview, his kids there, his woman there, they create music, so now he ain't got to separate the two, right? You know what I'm saying? They pull up to Netflix offices or Apple's offices, they there with him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't trying to separate it too much, because then it becomes a headache of trying to keep these two lives. You got two different selves now, So I'm just trying to. I'm still learning, but just trying to keep it like that.
And so next week we have Nia in the Mirror on the podcast, y'all. They're pulling up to the studio. But so my other question, you mentioned therapy, and like I said, you're another artist who's super vulnerable in his music. How's therapy help you cope with things that you've dealing with in your personal life?
I think therapy. So just to give like my full like story when it comes to like counseling therapy. It was a lady in elementary. Her name was Miss Woods. Shout out Miss Woods. When I had a time in my life where mama was locked up, my granny was locked up, and my uncle was locked up all at the same time. And I would go sit on her couch, and she taught me how to deal with my feelings, how to speak about stuff. That's really when I dove deep into my art and drawing. Like, so I'm big on having somebody that is like actionable and self-accountability within it, right? Like you have to figure out like self-awareness, and everybody's therapist is different, so everybody don't do the same styles. But for me and my therapist, it's about what can I do to make this situation better? What can I do to make sure that I'm taking time for this? What can I do to make sure that I'm not overstepping in certain areas? What can I do to make sure that I'm not, putting on somebody's oxygen mask before I'm putting on my own? You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure that you take care of yourself. And I think that that's a part of it, but that's a piece of it, right? Like, you got your hobbies, you got your family life, you got your work, you got your, you're working out, you're eating, like all of that goes together, bro, to kind of help you move forward. So like, make sure that you taking care of yourself. And I'm self-aware, man. I don't let myself gain all this weight. So now I'm on my weight loss journey again. You know what I'm saying? We back boxing and stuff, man. Just trying to get it down. Like I just want to be healthy in every area. You know what I'm saying? Mentally, physically, financially, in my dreams, my relationships with family, my girl, whatever it is, man. Like I just think that it takes a lot because how you are in one area of life usually moves over into the others. Yeah. So like making sure that you keep that together and start being self-aware. Okay, I see this pattern. Okay, how can I correct this? I see this pattern. This is great. How can I move this over here? And just being very self-aware, I think is really the key to a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said that about how you do one thing is how you do everything. In most cases, that's true. You can tell a lot about a 100%. Person. Yeah. How they move just by doing one thing. So, like I said, for our listeners who out there, and when it comes to therapy and your mental health, connected to and kind of be aware of some of the things that you're doing in one area of your life. It's probably, like you said, bleeding over into the other areas. Kyrie, you have any questions for Alex?
Yeah, man. So with the situation about being like self-aware and being able to understand how you need to be able to maneuver one thing to like change things and everything like that, does that play a part in your music, like as far as developing or like fixing mistakes of things you heard in your past, like your old music and your new development and stuff like that with the songs you have?
Oh yeah, man. It's like I only compete with myself. So like I'm always competing with myself. Like even with me, like that song, that record Gibberish, which I played at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I remember I held on to it, and I have this rule: like if you're holding on to something, that's because you feel like it's your best, and so you don't feel like you can make a better song than that. Like so, like for me, it's like, and so I'm always trying to get better, And sometimes that is being self-aware too. Like if the homie make amazing beats and his beats is better than mine, if we work together, great. On a lot of stuff, well, shoot, let me bring that into it so we can make better music. So sometimes it take getting your ego out the way. Sometimes it take it take a lot, but I think if you want the best product, if you want to put out the best work, it take a lot of that being like out your way sometimes. But sometimes it's also standing on like, nah, it's the way we got to do it, and it's gonna be better. And I'm feeling this, like believing in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's a balancing act, but for me, I'm always trying to get better. Like taking over is better than starter pack. You know what I'm saying? The project I put out in 2020, like it's better than starter pack. Like that's the way I feel about it. Like, and the project I release after that gonna be better than taking over. And the single that I release after, like I'm always trying to one up myself, always. So yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, bro. That's that mentality you gotta have, or mama mentality is most people speak of, you know what I'm saying, where you on that grind to constantly get better, man. But like even from this being the first time I met you and hearing from you, like, bro, I can tell you're gonna go real far with this. Like it's like, man, it's contagious. Like I'm enjoying this interview right now, man.
Yeah. And
Hey, appreciate you.
well, one thing I want to say is because you said something very poignant earlier, because you've been dropping jewels all over the place. But the one thing you said about is you holding on to your best work. You say you just gotta release it, because I know a lot of artists who do that. They don't. I think you got to have ultimate self confidence to release what you deem, quote unquote, as your best work. You know what I mean? Like you gotta. Like you got to keep moving forward. What is your thoughts on that? Like I said, you kind of expounded on it, but I just want to go a little bit deeper.
Oh man, I think that one of the biggest, or like I was just some kind of way yesterday. I was watching this interview, and it was a Post Malone, and he was talking about White Iverson, and how people kept being like, "Hey, just hold on to it, just hold on to it." He's like, "What do I got to lose? Like I'm broke, I ain't got nothing." And he put it out, and he took off from there. You know what I'm saying? This was what 2015 when that song came out, and like, look at him now. He's one of the biggest stars in the world. But I think that like you may be holding on to your big break. You know what I'm saying? Like look at it from that way. Like if you feel that way, you may be holding yourself back. Like, and even with me, I had to be on myself. Like Flowers, for instance. Like I think my biggest thing with that song was I never thought the studio version could like touch the live version like at all. And so like, but now the studio version killing. I'm just saying, Flowers is on the way. Later this year, Flowers is on the way. Shout out Stephen Q. Yeah, shout out Stephen Q. That's my favorite up and coming artist. If y'all don't know him, go check him out. But just like, man, you got to be relentless, and you got to know that like, if I made that, I can make something better than that. Just period. Like you made it, so. That same energy that made that, if you constantly getting better, you constantly working at your craft, I can make something better than that. So like, yeah, like that's just the way I feel about it. You know what I mean? So it's so many, like we all got plenty of life experiences, and sometimes you have to learn how to dig into them places that maybe you didn't want to go back to, or maybe some things that you forgot that was amazing, and like pull them experiences or talk to people, get their experiences, mate. And if it touch you, make the music out of it. Like just go hard and keep working at your craft, keep working at it, keep beating at it. And I think that can go into any lane, like any lane. Like you made a dish, oh man, you can make a better dish than that. Like that ain't the best dish you can make. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that is, man. Like I feel like just keep going.
One other question I forgot to ask you earlier, but why did you make the choice to go with a live band when you perform versus just playing the TV track? You know what I'm saying, in the background. Why did you make that decision?
I do both. I think it really depends on number one, budget and what I'm trying to do. So like a band adds another element. Like it just adds another element, bro. Like I can't have a drummer going off doing a feel on the track because the track hitting with the 808s. Like that's what I wanted on the track. But live, sometimes, man, it's certain things and it's moments, right? Like a track it ends. But when you have a band, we can improvise, we can stretch stuff out, we can add a whole nother verse to a song, we can splash here, we can splash there. I think it just add different elements, man. Like when you able to have other people on stage with you that's connecting and they're the best at their craft and we all coming together to make it's just hidden. But sometimes that track cut through, you know what I'm saying? So like it just depends on what vibe I'm in. Sometimes I want the whole band, sometimes I want a DJ and a keyboardist, sometimes I just want the DJ. Like it just depends on like what vibe I'm trying to go for. You know what I'm saying? Like I done did all of them. And like it depends on my vibe sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I want that band. Sometimes I'm like, nah, we're gonna rock these tracks out. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Like it just depends. So like, yeah.
And then we had a question from the live chat. One of our listeners want to know, what projects or song would you recommend to someone who's not familiar with your music to listen to?
I mean, it's great. I would say go listen to Starter Pack. The reason why I even created that was I think we was talking earlier, Kyrie, and it has different elements. it's not just one vibe throughout it. So you get a little piece of this, a little piece of that, a little piece of whatever, like you. And I think that you're gonna hear, hey man, this boy can spit. You're gonna say, hey man, it's a fun track. You're gonna say, hey man, I feel like hustling today. You may feel like, hey man, I feel like firing up the grill. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. But I think starter pack is a good starting place until Taking Over come out. Then I want you to start at Taking Over. But yeah, starter pack is just a good introduction to Taking.
I had a question to you, question for you too, going back to one of your earlier responses about how you feel like you could always continually make something better. Have you ever hit a plateau when it comes to your creativity where you just get like writer's block or you like getting a creative funk? And how you deal with that?
Question, can we cuss on here?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, I was in one not too long ago, and shout out to homie J Tracks, amazing producer. He sent me these slew of beats, and I was like, man, these are amazing. And I ain't had nothing. I literally, one of the like lines was like, had writer's block with this shit flowing like it's diarrhea, eating this beat, screaming, Mama Mia, I'm going on the ride, saying the great, I put that on my life. Like, it's just like sometimes it hit and like you just got to keep beating at it. Like, okay. Or like what my therapist said to me was like if you always pouring out the cup, get some more life experiences. She equated it to like when you looking for your keys, right? You looking for your keys and you looking hard like, God, where my keys at? You stop thinking about it, you find your keys. It's like what? Or when you're trying to think of something and then you going to sleep at night from an argument you was having earlier and you like, in the name of something pop up, like, dang, why didn't I have this early? You ain't thinking about it. It's there. So like sometimes it just hit like that, but don't be too far removed that you don't catch it when it do hit. Like that's the way I see it. Like, so I'll come in, I listen to the beats and listen to the beats, or I start making a track of my own, but sometimes you gonna make some trash. Like, like you gonna make some trash, but it's just like sometimes I write 3, 4, 5 verses before I get the one that I want. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll make a full song in 15 minutes from the beat to the everything. You know what I'm saying? So it just really depends. But you do have those moments. But I feel like in those moments, I come out better and then I come out making some of the best work. Like, so I'm still going to continue over. It's just like anything. Like, you know, the graph go down, but over time, it's still going up. And that's the way I feel about it.
Right. That consistency. But first off, you might have a Jordan a therapist, bro, because that's like some of the best advice.
Hey, bro.
Like,
hey,
give me her number.
She called, man. Like, I was going through a rough patch and I was looking for a therapist. I was like, man, I need a therapist. And I think it was like last summer, and I put it in, and it was like a 3-month wait to get your first session. I was like, bro, what? And
sound like the VA.
And I was gonna find another one. I was like, you know what? If it takes 3 months to get in here, she probably cold. Like that's why I said it. Like
right.
So I got in. Once you win, it don't take that long for you to get your next session. But yeah, bro, she cold with it, man. She cold.
Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, hook me up with her number, bro, because I'm like, you know, I'm trying to go to the
I'll
next
send you
level
the
too.
information for sure. I'll send you the information for sure.
For sure, man. Appreciate it.
Building already, man. But man, I'm all out of questions for you, Alex. I don't know if the live chat got anything else, or if you want to let the listeners know anything else, man.
Dude, man, like I said, we're just taking over. I just appreciate anybody who listened, who wanted to be a part of it. If you heard something and you like, dang, how can I get in? It's allnamestkn.com, allnamestkn. If you listen on Spotify, All Names TKN. But I just want to connect with y'all, man. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate y'all having me on. I think that I know that this is just that time, man. Like if you catch on now, cool. If you catch on in a year, cool. You just gonna hear some great music. You're gonna be inspired. You're gonna want to have fun. You're gonna want to connect with your people that you ain't connected with in a minute. Like I just want you to take the time to love, go after your dreams, and listen to dope ass music, and keep connecting.
Yeah, for sure,
man. Well said,
yeah,
bro.
Very well said.
Hey, but yeah, y'all check this brother out, man. His music on Spotify, Apple Music too. I'm assuming all the platforms.
Everywhere, wherever you listen to music, is there.
Every day.
And don't forget, May 28th, he got a venue in Dallas, so y'all go check that out too, man. But it's definitely been a pleasure having you on the show, man.
We might have to pull up on you and do a live episode that day. Have you back on the
Hey,
show.
bro,
Low
I'm
key.
with it.
Yeah,
I'm with it. Let me know.
because I'm there
We can do it
regardless.
at the venue.
Yeah,
Let me know.
I'm there regardless. So yeah, we might have to put that together. But man, listen, I'm gonna put all his links in the description, so y'all won't have to search too far for him. His Instagram, and all his music links, so y'all can find them. Kyrie, you got anything else, brother?
Man, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for coming out, support Unlabeled Podcast. Hey, once again, don't forget the audio side of things. So y'all can check us out on Spotify, Apple Music as well, Apple Podcasts as well. And don't forget to check out Taken, man. This dude is excellent. He's definitely on the rise. So we'll see y'all next time.
Yes, sir. Alice, anything else? Any last words, brother?
Hey, shout out on label.
Yeah. Shout out to Unlabeled.
Keep
Y'all
going.
appreciate it, brother. Hey, and we will see y'all on Tuesday. We're doing a special episode Tuesday. We're going to have the whole team back on Tuesday. We'll see y'all Tuesday with another episode of Unlabeled the Podcast. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.